Today, for the first time in more than 2 years, there are no living Israeli hostages in Gaza. Data shows the safest way for Americans to travel is on a commercial flight. He says states aren't doing enough to make sure truck drivers fulfill the legal requirements to get a commercial license. So this is how people get to the busiest national park in the country. I want to show you this interchange right here is the one we were worried about. It's the busy one. There was no damage, no wind until you get here and really this quarter-mile area. Local and federal law enforcement are helping U.S. Capitol Police as Congress meets inside. Are you concerned that people may not be willing to relocate from Colorado to Alabama?
No, I'm not worried. We'll get somebody else.
Did Colorado...
I mean, the problem with Colorado is that...
Yeah, Taryn, good morning to you. Just about 14 hours for Congress to figure out how to keep the government open and avoid a shutdown. But right now, Republicans and Democrats are pointing fingers.
I think we're headed to a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing.
A meeting between congressional leaders, Vice President J.D. Vance and President Donald Trump yielded no agreement on avoiding a government shutdown. Republicans need 60 votes in the U.S. Senate. They can't keep the government open without Democrats on board.
This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're talking about.
The Republican plan, a continuing resolution, would maintain spending close to current levels for 7 weeks. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says it'll give Republicans and Democrats time to agree on a budget for the full year.
It gives us enough time to finish the appropriations process, which is the way we should be funding the government.
But Democrats say in exchange for their votes, they want an extension to health care tax credits that help subsidize insurance. They're due to expire at the end of the year.
Health care, premiums, copays, deductibles, and costs are about to skyrocket. There was a division, or possible division, between the president and the two Republican leaders.
Both parties continue to blame the other.
It is totally up to the Democrats.
But it's in the president's hands whether to avoid a shutdown or not.
And President Trump, moments ago, as he was leaving the White House, again threatened massive layoffs for federal workers if the government shuts down. The president said it would be the fault of Democrats if the government shut down. Meantime, the Senate is expected to be in session in under half an hour to vote on that 7-week spending plan, though it's not clear it has the votes to pass right now. Taryn? Each American flag is a symbol of the U.S.'s hard-fought freedom.
Having the opportunity to place an individual flag on an individual's grave is special. It keeps us connected.
For Captain Sean Conaway, it's a connection to the soldiers who came before him, those who fought to defend the Stars and Stripes.
No plot here can be bought. All of them must be earned.
Before dawn on a rainy Thursday morning, Captain Conaway and each of the members of the Old Guard stationed at Arlington National Cemetery placed a flag at more than 260,000 headstones ahead of Memorial Day. Each one was placed with military precision, intended to look uniform, or at least as uniform as they can. One flag for each soldier.
One that stands out for me is Captain John Tinsley. Sorry, get a little bit emotional thinking about it.
Sergeant Major John Kitzmiller says he served under U.S. Army Captain John Tinsley, who was killed by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan in 2009. He's buried at Arlington.
I always aspired to be like him. It was somebody that you wanted to do right by him, not because you were afraid or anything, but just because he was the type of person you didn't want to let down.
Sergeant Major Kitzmiller says he thinks about the stories of the people who served.
Every year, I think about him.
Every year and every day, especially on a holiday meant to make sure nobody's forgotten.
It's comforting in a way to know that at some point soldiers might be doing this for me.
Because on the surface, it's 50 stars and 13 stripes. Underneath, it's gratitude for lives spent in service.
You can't help but get a sense of, unbelievable emotion, when you see the flag.
In Washington, I'm Vinay Simlot.